bit of the music that he's doing, his fitness thing too. And I'm very surprised. I've heard him playing music like that a few times lately, and he's really not into that kind of stuff. So, I mean, part of that was like that kind of wailing. Oh, I forgot to put a light on before I went upstairs for a bit. Wailing, rock and roll kind of sound. I can't do it at the moment because it almost feels like it depends on the particular moment when I try to do it, or what I think it is that it's better when I'm able to do it naturally, um, while I'm actually singing a song instead of just trying to do it itself. Yeah, even when okay, oh okay. What was the other one? I wish I could remember now. I know it was the opposite. Oh right, right. And I'm mixy about it, but I might well do it. So I'm just going to heat up my coffee. I'm quite extra hungry for dinner tonight, and I don't know why, because I eat about as good as I usually do. But G's not ready yet, so we like to try and have our meals together. So since we're both eating, it's just nicer to, yeah. And besides, well, usually the first one of the day I kind of do. I can put this on. Usually the first one of the day he is around. So I guess it's really just lunch often that is not. Oh, look at that. It's practically full cup. There's a little bit left in there, but I don't think I can get that in milk in the cup. After I've drank it, maybe, but. So I do have a couple of song ideas, and I might do them. I just might, you know that? Yeah, March 2nd. It's not even March yet, so it should be fine. Hello, Mathilde Valeries. Welcome. Have you been to the channel before? I don't know what that blue dot is, but I'll be in the living room in a moment. Have you been to the channel before? Because I kind of remember the first part of that name anyway. And thank you for the like. I'm just kind of getting myself a coffee, and while it's heating, I'm just kind of... Oh, you haven't? Well, welcome. Hello from Canada. How did you come across this? I know I didn't have any particular title. Aiden, hello. Same question to y'all. Oh, wow. Holy smokes. The Algs are bringing you all in within under 5 minutes. Nellish Burrell, hello. And I'm going to do a couple of songs. If you have any other song requests, feel free to let me know, or topic requests. You're in Canada as well, Mathilde? Whereabouts? Thank you, Nellish. Although I can't tell, you don't look that old. Chanel Gordon, hello. Whereabouts? What part? I've lived in a couple of places. We got 6 of you here, so I'm going to try and... So what I can tell you is I have an Elvis song lined up, and on the other side of that, possibly an Aussie song, which I've done the one on here before. Now, the thing I noticed about the Elvis one, it was inspired by a new friend of mine in Niagara Falls who was saying that there's some sort of... Hello, Blue Coral. I don't know exactly what you're trying to say there. She was saying that there was a Spanish band playing there, and she said fiesta. So at the moment, it only looks like there's 2 of you here, but I don't know if that's accurate. Sometimes it isn't, because there was quite a few of you here off the hop. Hey, can you hear me? I don't know that what you're saying with that language, either with that foreign word. At the moment. Blue coral. But anyway, so yeah, that's something. If you've never been to the channel before, or even if you have, you'll know that even though I'm musical, see the thing is I'm not playing every day, and anytime I do music, it's mostly on here, and I don't know. I just don't seem to be able to think of. I like a lot of songs, but I struggle to think of what songs it is I want to play. But while I'm making up my coffee, I'm just going to get the tripod because apparently I can't do it one-handed. Here it is. Honey, please, you be good, okay? Grab this and here. Talking to our dog. You like What does that mean? Oh, oops. You like taking a tumble on a microwave? Because you just did. Just kidding. Well, you did. Anyway, so, yeah, I kind of just want to jump to dinner. I don't feel like having munchies. I kind of had munchies a lot of the afternoon. So, yeah, I have a song in mind that is an Elvis song, and when I thought of it, I realized, and I listened to it just the other day, like it's the second time it's popped up this week. I realized I don't remember what it's called. So it's a little bit tricky to look it up if I don't know what it's called. I mean, especially since he has so many songs, right? So I'm going to sing a little bit of it, and hopefully there's Elvis fans watching live at the moment and might be able to tell me what the song is, and then I'll cover it. So it's the one that goes, and also remember that siesta is sleep, I believe. Fiesta is a party. The only part I actually remember at the moment, but I'm sure the rest would come back to me when I looked at it, is the part that goes, "It's not time for siesta, it is time for fun." What song is that? I wish I knew more of it. By memory. You speak a lot of languages? No, mostly English. Well, I spill coffee. A few words of French. A couple German words. I don't even say I speak other languages because I pretty much don't. Although, interestingly, I clicked into a speaking presentation earlier today, and it wasn't super obvious by the title that it wasn't English, and it seemed to have put my device into Italian captioning mode. Even when I saw it said English, I guess it was telling me it was trying to do English to Italian, which, I mean, I eat a lot of Italian food, which would have been a great segue to start cooking, but I'll deal with that later. But not ready yet. But kind of, but not really. I'll do these two songs and then, not enough French to, not enough any other language other than English to really speak much about. Now, the other person on this channel that in the home that is also on the channel sometimes does speak French, but I wouldn't want y'all speaking French, and me not know, and him having to always stop and translate, I'd want to know what the heck you guys are talking about. So anyway, okay, so I'm going to the other room. I'm going to try and find that one on my device. I know what the other one's called. Sometimes I listen to Elvis. Yeah, so you don't know what that song is, though? It's not time for siesta. It is time for fun. I'm going to try and find it. And then the other one is, and also hopefully Potato isn't feeling ignored. I'm just going to, okay, let me look here. I'm just opening this on my other device so that I can see any comments I might otherwise be missing. Okay, so, and any other song requests are welcome as well, of course. So, I'm just going to That's not my tablet. Where's my tablet? What a weird Q&A sticker. Humidity or dry heat. What an odd sticker. Aiden, are you still here? And Nell, I'm just gonna. Both of her comments didn't make sense, and she didn't clarify them when I asked her to. So, well, that person did. Oh, I hope that wasn't. Just a moment. I don't think that's what that person went by, though. There was a Coral that used to follow, or that follows the channel, probably still does, and she's a psychiatrist, so we might get studied. And she hasn't been here for a while, but she's only been on a couple of her videos, and she seemed to enjoy herself. I think it was a woman. Anyway, yeah, especially if her name was Coral. But then again, you know, I still shouldn't say that I would know for sure. Okay, where is my tablet? Because I'd like to look up the songs. I know it's over here somewhere. Oh, okay, here it is. Okay, thanks for your patience. So I do know what the one is called, so I'm going to bring that up. And then, yeah, if I could figure out what that Elvis song was called, then I'd have two songs ready to do. I'm just going to type, it might even be called Fiesta. Chord Elvis. If it is, it's not finding it. But I could maybe do some other Elvis. That would be fine. But let's do this one first. I'd almost rather wait till there was a few more people here. But I don't know how long that's going to be. It started off pretty active, and it looks like it's quieted down a little bit. But if you're still here, please let me know. Just putting on some lotion. Well, I know Elvis ain't writing any songs recently, but when I come to the song list, and I've looked fairly recently too, it seems to be kind of saying songs I've never seen before. I'm just going to move this over here. This is what was on top of the tablet earlier, so I didn't know. Yeah. Who do we still? Okay. Okay. Well, I don't want to take too long here, but it would be really great if I could. My only guess was kind of with that word in it. Oh, no wonder. Because it started on page 6, which is weird because it just opened this new tab, and I guess it decided just to open it from where I was last time on it. So that might have some ideas for a second song, and then usually it suggests ones, usually by the same artist, unless they don't have a lot of songs underneath it, sometimes mixed. So I'd be curious to see if it might suggest, and I make both here, that there, but let me just see here. I'd almost thought about doing this one. That might even be what the song is, so I'll open it just in case it is. Because it might just be a lyric I'm thinking of in it. Okay, so we've got 2 songs. Let's go to the... I I don't have to get up if I use the guitar. And then I can have a bit better back support at the moment because we have to repair our piano seat. So, only thing is that this is, if I put it over here, then,
they do.
hey, Mark and Kelly, they've done that a few times unintentionally. Which actually, I wanted to remember to say something about that. And I'm going to grab the music stand because it's more stable and easier way to, well, either that or I put this in the laptop here and move everything here. That could work. I mean, that's stable enough, I think. I just don't want to be pushing too hard on the screen, but it's not going to be pushing hard. But before I start, I had mentioned one or two of my recent videos about my friends Mark and Kelly that also stream. And if anybody saw their stream today for the first time, it wasn't bad, but I've got to apologize that it was your first time. I mean, the first thing that kind of occurred, well, before they even got there, somehow they had their video premiering, and there was one girl, she was having a bad day, and she also isn't that old apparently, and I wasn't even saying anything to her. I tagged the two people that I said who I was saying something to, sorry, and she's like, "Are you being rude?" And then, sorry, I'm doing that on the camera. But, you know, we all have a nose, and every now and then we're going to need to do that. And then her and her recent ex were in there, and that was awkward. Like, I didn't watch back and see because of it. And then the couple, they were really just bickering like a couple, honestly. I mean, they are a couple, but she was getting pretty worked up, and a couple of us told her, "Hey, you know, calm down a little bit, be nice to Mark or whatever." And then they were distracted trying these really neat flavored hot cross buns. There was a red velvet one, there was a cheese one, and there was chapstick if you're curious, chapstick if you're not. Tiramisu. I think that's how you say it. Ones. And so they were focusing on testing out these. It was their first time ever having it. And so they weren't really paying attention to the chat. And then when they finally did, it was kind of like things had cooled off a little bit. And so it was like, I'm glad to see her back to her normal-ish self. Okay, so, you know, I'm very tempted actually to bring this open on the laptop. I really am. Even though I'm going to play guitar. Just because I can auto scroll it, which is easier when I'm playing guitar. And also, and this is a little music video too. It's a bit bigger. So, I just realized that the radio's on, but the dog settled down nicely there. Again, it's one of those things. I have tons of room to get past him and go turn the radio down, but it's not that loud. And I know as soon as I get up and move in his direction, he's going to stand up and look at me and say, "Are you going to the kitchen?" And think, "Are you going to the kitchen? Or what are you doing?" And it's kind of like he calmed down so nicely. He's not standing here asking to go outside. So I kind of, and he should, and he went for a good walk about a couple hours ago. But so I'm just going to enjoy that and do the play over top of the radio. Like I say, I don't even think most of the people will be able to hear it because I'll be louder anyway. So, okay, here we go. So let's see if this is the song I thought it was. I've had to load this twice. Didn't I load it twice? To get past that. Seriously, it did this a while ago. Sometimes you just have to reload it. Other times it just will not let you do it. It pops up this ad blocker thing. So it's going to have to be on here. Because I can't get that out of the way to do the auto scrolling. So I do apologize. This is where I'm tempted to do it on the piano. Maybe I should. He'll settle down again. I think I will. Only because then I can just kind of, let my vocals carry it and play with one hand. I'd love to do the stylizing with the keyboard, but this has fast chord changes anyway, so it probably wouldn't work very well. Rain, love or hate, neutral. All right, so I'm gonna bring this. We'll bring this. I sort of want to bring the laptop in case there's any comments that only show via there, but now I don't actually think about watching for Jensen. So it's just there's a lot. Those music books are stacked up high, and I'm only going to be there for the couple songs, so and then I'll come back over here, so it's fine. All right, here we go. Getting ready to play a couple of tunes. And because it's not the laptop, I don't have to move anything that's already up here, so that's good. Chapstick if you're curious, chapstick if you're not. And then after these two tunes, I probably should start cooking dinner. So actually, I just want to remember, well, I could probably, I'll put this up here. So I guess I won't be on the computer then. So just a moment here. I'm pre-setting up. That way when I come back to the thing, I'll be like, where's the computer? Oh, right, it's out here. I should be cooking. And sometimes when I'm streaming, I actually kind of forget that my hunger kind of gets distracted. And unless we're talking about yummy food, I'm not necessarily thinking that I'm ready to eat. And it is a Friday, but we have a kind of an early morning tomorrow. I don't want to be almost injured myself. I don't want to be distracted. Okay, well, we have at least one person here now. I've only been rolling about 20 minutes. I just accidentally poked my hand between the thumb and the pointer finger, I guess it is. But I'm okay, I think. So, okay. Thank you so much. I mean, it would make sense if this is the song that I thought it was, and that one line is like somewhere in the chorus or something, because it kind of has, so I didn't get very much on before, kind of has that theme. So, a lot of people over here earlier. So. Wake up and greet the day. Time to tell the guitars and sleepy-eyed stars to be on their way. It's such a beautiful holiday. I just heard the melody line of that other song in this, so this is it. Hey now. So it's a bit faster. Hey now, come on, you sleepyhead. Skies turning red, you still in bed. Lord, no Acapulco, look, here comes the sun. no time for siesta. This is time for fun. I can't wait till I meet the senoritas. Everyone. This is no time for siesta. This is time for fun. There's no time for siesta. This is time for fun. Siesta versus fiesta. There's no time for siesta. This is time for fun. As it resonates. Okay, so let's see. What other songs do they mention underneath this? They do look like they're all Elvis. I know that there's a couple very popular Elvis songs, but I just figure everybody's doing them. I don't know. They're okay with me. This is Living. I'd like to learn that one. I'd like to learn what living is about. Just kidding. Yeah, that was it. 70. I'm turning it down somewhere. Good boys. Okay, so I'm going to do an Aussie one now. I don't know a lot of his stuff, actually. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but I do know 2 or 3. And, you know, he was definitely a character, but I think that he had a pretty good heart. And if he wrote this song, it's obvious of that. So, I can't reach it. I'm just as far, but I'm from the other side of it. So, that radio. But it sounded like it was mostly jazz, so I don't know how much ideas it's going to give me in between stuff. And then I'm going to be making dinner. So, okay, I'm just waiting for somebody to be here because it looks like things have went a little bit quiet. Hopefully I don't have to wait long because, say, I wish this seat had a back. I just don't have an... I mean, first of all, he would prefer this being here when he's playing the piano and he's particular. I mean, it is the right height. It is true. That's the other thing to consider. But I don't want to be moving it all the time. Although, there's probably enough room to do it here, just. But, yeah, it's not great for my back. And then I still want to cook, so... Where's everybody? Chop, chop. But also, I did notice, I think I do have Asperger's, and sometimes that's a tactile sensation thing. But I also have neuropathy, although it hasn't been as bad lately. But I'm thinking that I don't know, and arthritis. So all of these things can make it a little bit uncomfortable to play the instrument sometimes, unfortunately. So I did notice that a little bit with this other one. So, and by the time somebody else gets in here, okay, perfect. So I'm going to try and push through the health distractions and do another song. I love doing music though, so if you have another request after that, feel free, or I'll see what it suggests under this. And then I'm going to cook. Okay, it looks like you left. That wasn't motivating. Although I guess we can't be for sure that you did. I almost can't see because the light is too bright on the top of the screen and the color of the wall, but it looks like you did. If you didn't, I would hope that you will tell me with a like and or a comment. I appreciate it. What is it suggesting under this? I'll just take a quick look just so I... Oh, I didn't know that he did something with Elton John, music-wise. I almost feel like since his passing, I've watched that music video. But I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't like the name of that band, but Kind of ironic, the name of that one with the song that it just did, and this one too, actually. Because I can say there's similar words. I've never tried playing that one. I could. Again, I wish it was a bit different, but I could. I don't know how it would go. I wonder if I could go to that for a few minutes until there's somebody here. I don't want to just sound like I'm noodling, but I'd rather. I definitely know the song. Ooh, a lot of sharks. Holy cannoli. I mean, I'm confident enough with the song, but not the chords. There's a couple of chords and combinations of chords that I don't do very often. Didn't think it was all that fancy. Okay, perfect. Here we go. Feel free to request some songs as well. I will start dinner soon, but gazing out the window at the world outside, wondering the Mother Earth survives. That's leaving the second line. Hoping that mankind will stop repeating sometime. Easy release. After all, there's just the two of us. Here we are, just fighting for our life, watching all the history repeat itself time after time. I'm just a dreamer. I dream my life away. I'm just a dreamer who dreams of better days. I watch the sun go down like every one of us. I'm hoping that the dawn will bring us time, a better place for those who do come after us this time. Correct. Hello, Debbie Work. I went to school with the work. I'll talk to you in a moment. Feel free to suggest some songs. Glad to have you. Just a dreamer who dreams their life away. It's a cover, yep. Don't forget to like it if you haven't. I'm just a dreamer who dreams of better days. Right on. What other songs do you sing in karaoke? Sorry, focus. Your higher power, maybe God or Jesus Christ. It doesn't really matter much to me. Without each other, there's no hope for us. We're living in a life of dream of fantasy. What other songs do you sing at karaoke? I've got stories. And the works I know are Jackie and Stacy. But they may have married since high school, I'm thinking, when I went to school with them. Sorry for the interruptions. I just had to make sure I got that up when you were still here. Hopefully not in a rush. Remember to like and subscribe. I appreciate it. The other person in the house does classical music a lot. What else? If only we could all just find serenity. It would be nice if we could live as one. Will all the hate ever hate welcome to the channel, Debbie. I'm trying to multitask there, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm guessing it's your first time here. How did you come across it? I know I don't have a fancy title or anything with it. Thank you for the compliment. Thank you for the like. Where are you watching from? So the Warks that I know, although I don't believe they spelled it with an E, and again, this is going back to my younger days, so I bet you they have married. Uh, but Jackie and Stacy from Ontario. I believe they were sisters. I believe. I don't think they were twins though, but they may have been. Okay, so you're from and I'm originally from closer to London, Ontario. So it's pretty late in the UK, but I do have quite a few followers, and you might get to meet one of them on both Saturday or Sunday. I think last time we missed him on Saturday, but we caught him on Sunday because I think. But I have a brother that's lived in the UK as well. Yeah, Mark and Kelly, they're great. Do you have any other song requests? I do. I will start making dinner soon, but and I'm guessing it doesn't sound like there's any relation to those two ladies that I mentioned. Have you ever been to Canada? I'm in Canada. And then I see that you ask. So, North America, I guess. It's interesting that you assumed it was one or the other. It could have been anywhere in this huge world, you know? Yeah, have you ever been to Canada? Chapstick if you're curious, chapstick if you're not. I do want to look up that Ozzy Osbourne Elton John combo. That sounds interesting to me. Other than that, I'm not really sure. So yeah, okay, I managed to remember the Elvis song too, so that was good. Oh, and by the way, two other things that come to mind that I almost forgot to mention is it's cool that you do karaoke. I used to do it quite a lot back in the day, and just before I started this, I was thinking to myself, okay, I've got a couple song ideas. I would like to have a lot more than that, and what if people aren't quick to give them to me? And it's kind of like, where would you like to go to in Canada someday? And it's kind of like, I used to go once at one point in time, twice a week to karaoke. And I wish that I had been remembering the stuff I used to do more then, especially since the host, who was a dear young friend of mine, has since passed away at a young age to diabetes. And so if I associate some songs with her. Did I just see Oliver's name? No, maybe not. And why wouldn't I see it here anyway? Anyway, I associate some with her, but to be honest, they're okay songs. They're not favorites necessarily. But, that's what I'm thinking of, but I'm not sure. So yeah, because it'd be extra special to associate. Where would you like to go to in Canada to associate more songs with her memory? In my memory of those days. Yeah, I haven't done it in ages. We live near a place that's fairly popular for karaoke, but maybe not as much as it used to be. I've heard mixed things about the place and the host, actually. So I'm not too sure. I'm just going to be starting to cook a simple dinner, multitask here. And I'm making two different kinds of pasta because the one person in the house, I don't know which, I have a humongous pot and I don't know which one to do which in. Oh, not sure where. You love my accent? Because in Canada, it's a very mixed cultural place, and different parts of Canada will have different accents, and I don't believe I have one. But I bet you other people, although they don't mention it often, I bet you other people think I do, because I have heard it occasionally. Oh, by the way, you were also mentioning Phil Collins. I was listening to a little bit of his music the other day. There was actually one particular song, I can't remember what it was, that kind of jumped out at me. It's just I wasn't in a podcast mind frame at the it just wasn't. But yeah, but I welcome you to suggest some. I'm going to heat up my coffee, so I'm going to put you guys on top of some cookies. And sorry. Fart. Okay, just a moment. We just had something annoying happen. And I did not say a cuss word for anybody who's particular about this, although it would totally be fitting to do so. Okay, I have to be very careful here. So what just happened is I was, yeah, that's a good one. That's got a good message. Okay, so you need to go away. Sorry about that. Just a moment here. And, okay. What just happened is that I have some plant-based, I really prefer these. I mean, if I have to toss this cloth out, it's actually not in great shape. I might just do that because I don't know about washing it with the stuff on it. But I have some plant-based medicinal, first of all, it's legal here. Second of all, I was supporting a friend's business. And there was a fair amount left. I've had it for a couple of weeks, and I've been using it every morning in my coffee and sometimes in the evening. But a little thing with a squeezy thing, forget what they call it, dropper of this stuff, and I don't want the dog to get it. That's the other part of it. I mean, if he gets a little bit of residue that's on the floor that I'm trying to get it, then that's good. But there's also a few pieces of the jar that broke. This is where I wish my friend Ray was still alive. Although, do you believe in the afterlife? I wish she was still alive because she could be singing for you guys and I could just be fully focused on doing this. Okay, that's probably as good as I'm going to get it. So, that was annoying. I hate to have, just wasted that stuff. No, well, what you going to do, right? Okay, so I'm going to put this here. Actually, I'm going to put my I'm going to save my coffee for dinner, even though it's going to be kind of late. I'm kind of wearing socks and slippers. I know I don't feel old enough for slippers, but sometimes even with socks on, I still have kind of cold feet. I feel like I need to wipe that up a bit more. It still feels like it's kind of oily. Debbie, do we still have you here? Sorry about this distraction. Not that much. How old am I? In 30s. How old is, well, if you heard that. If not, how old do you think I am? Okay, good. Yeah, it's just indicating wrong. And I'm also watching on two screens because sometimes comments only show up on my laptop. Now I'm just going to get some pasta in. You know what? I'll move you a bit closer. Yeah. Good thing is that stuff didn't cost me any money. Like I say, I have a friend that gave it to me. Water's boiling itself away in the meantime. I have a friend. Yeah, it's pretty darn close. I have a friend that makes the stuff, and she gave it to me at no charge. We did a bit of a trade, actually. So the last one, the little dropper thing broke inside of it. I don't know how the heck that happened. And yeah, oh well. Hello, Denise Cormier. How are you? You're watching from, I don't know, where are you watching from? You're watching somebody in Canada. And I just did some music. I might do a bit more, but I'm also focused on making dinner. Now, one of the noodles is up here. Must just have gotten some of my slippers. I wish that I could think of a better sauce to have with it. I'm a bit particular, but yeah, so if either of you have more song requests, feel free. I don't necessarily hate Phil Collins, but I don't necessarily, I just want to make all of this at this point. I don't necessarily, I should have let that boil a bit more because I had to add more water. Hey! Okay, now that's almost spilling in the sink, and there's stuff in the sink. I tell you. Normally I'm a bit more able to multitask. We do have a mop, and I'm almost wondering, but it's oil, so I don't know how that would do. What time is it over there? 8 o'clock at night. How's the weather? Still pretty wintry. It got mild, then it got colder again. And we're pretty much ready, even though but lots of people do that, I suppose. I'm pretty much ready for, that's not what I'm supposed to see there. Did it bounce all the way over there? Because that's the thing about, that was almost really bad. You know how, glass I guess this is glass. It's like a dark brown color. You know how glass bounces when it breaks? I kind of wasn't thinking about that because I'm multitasking. And just getting it to stick to my finger. And the dog was licking a piece of it over here. Luckily, the sharp bit was kind of towards the floor. And I think I've got most of it, if not all of it. So, and these, it's a good thing we're using them up now. I can't tell if it's benefit well. Anyway, 2 a.m. Yeah, I know it's but not a huge time difference, but when it gets later in the day, it's past midnight there, that's for sure. Now, G does not like spinach, and this ravioli has spinach in it. So, and I decided to make it all, and that took up most of the area of that pot. So, I will make another type of pasta in this one. So, does anybody have any interesting weekend plans, by the way? I'm going to add this to my sauce, so that'll be nice. Thankfully, I have a case on the phone if it falls. Yeah, usually I'm a bit better at multitasking. Yeah, does anybody have any interesting plans for the weekend? Hey, I'm just going to put this chair completely over there for now. Good thing you have it handy. Of course, the dog wants to explore. He's like, what did you drop? Did you miss anything? Because I'd like to get it. And he has no concept of whether it's good for him or not. Lazy weekend, those are great too, aren't they? Yeah, we pretty much do too. We'll be streaming. I can't sleep in a ton. I have a phone meeting, but I'm honestly not sure if it's going to be much of one because it's mostly up to me to lead it. If there's anything I want to talk about or need support on, I could see what I could maybe get her to, open up about as well. But I don't, I could think up topics, but I don't really, it's not for work or anything like that. I don't know if I really want to try that hard to, if I'm not feeling stressed out about something, that's not a bad thing. Right? And what I've realized, I think the indicator's wrong at the top. What I've realized is that I think I'm just a little numb and burnt out to some of my struggles to the point where I don't even really find it. I don't know if I want to say that I don't find it helpful to talk about them anymore, but I sure as heck don't enjoy it and that much. And I don't know, I don't know if it's how I want to spend even my late morning. Rambling about, the things that aren't working out in life, but I feel like they do need focus. So I don't know, but and that's been, the Saturday appointments have been for the past few weeks, to be quite honest. So, And then I guess what I've been doing is rolling not long after. Even if I've done a full hour and I've done a lot of the talking, I try to have it balanced, but she's happy just to mostly listen and let me talk about whatever I feel the need to talk about. And I always manage to kind of think of things. But it's kind of like, yeah, and then usually I'll give myself about 15, 20 minutes. And then sometimes I'll roll. And he sometimes is doing his fitness thing for an hour and a half because sometimes he gets distracted. So, and then I can continue rolling when he gets downstairs and he can hop on the piano and play some classical music or something, the other person in the house. Thanks for the 6 likes there. I appreciate it. It's taking a really long time. So I might do that. Especially if I'm not going to have a super tiring meeting, then it would make even more sense to. And then Sunday, so that'll probably be around 11:30 or 12 Central Standard, and then Sunday around the same time, actually. I know it's not what I've been telling a couple people in comments, but I think that's because I didn't know if I'd get to it as early on Saturday. But I might. And then maybe an evening one too. I mean, he might do another, I might as well. And then he might just carry on with that one. But we'll see. Like, I can't sleep in a ton, and by then I'm usually pretty ready for bed. So, how about everybody else? So, not a lot. Mostly streaming and that meeting. Not a lot for us going on either. Now, I did already have a piece earlier. I wish I hadn't, because I'd like to have it now, but oh, right, I'm going to make these samosas too. That's not them. I don't know how to put these samosas on. So what about everybody else? Plans? Now, Debbie, you'd already liked, and you didn't say anything about not being related to those people, but that's okay. I'm not actually really in touch with them since high school days. Sometimes you lose touch, and then, if the female marries, then you don't know how to find them, right? And I was never, honestly and truly, I was never that close with them either. I mean, we never had any problem with each other, but I just never, they were in my grade, I'm pretty sure. We just hung out with different people. I almost got myself with that knife unintentionally. Hope you have a lovely weekend. Well, I look forward to seeing you on the streams then. And Debbie, do you post videos as well? I'm not too sure if you're the only one here at the moment, but it sort of looks like that. This piece of garbage just real quick. Do you post content as well? In other words, I'm giving you an opportunity to do a plug for yourself if you'd like to. And also be thinking of some more song. Hello, Lorena Wilcox. How are you? I know of a Beverly Wilcox. Again, not super close. Beverly, second part of her name starts with a G. I can't remember exactly because I'm not super close. Why not, Debbie? So, in other words, do you have a channel with content that I could check out, or are you just an audience member that doesn't post? I mean, because those are important too. And same with Lorena, which is a cool name. I always think of the fiddler, Lorena McKenna. That's a Laura. Just like watching other people's streams. Okay, well, that's good. We like you doing that too. How about you, Lorena? I think it's just the two of you. Just the two of you. And please be thinking of, see, I got to be very careful with those raviolis because I don't want them to pop open. Same there, you don't post stuff. We were just talking about, if we have anything interesting happening on the weekend, if you'd like to speak about anything in that way, or if there's anything you need support about, we're here for that too. or at least I'm here to try and give it, or anything that you just enjoy talking about. Well, I just answered that question just a little bit before you got here from somebody, which is how I can remember. It's about close to 8:30 at night. Where are you watching from, Lorena? It's daylight there? Sure as heck ain't daylight here. I'm not sure why you'd be getting that impression if that's what you're saying. I mean, I just have a light on. Canada. Oh, really? Never heard of that place. Well, that's amazing. That's great. Is that the place that Anne Murray is from, the singer? And yes, think of song request, people, because I don't know if it'll be in this one. I'm thinking it probably won't because dinner's coming along. But I didn't want to have the oven on. But yeah, actually, well, they'll get crispy if I put them in the oven. It's an island. I'm bad at geography even within Canada. Is that near PEI then? No, it's not. Okay, well, either way, I have a couple of relatives who a few months ago ran into her at an airport. And they talked for 20 minutes. And part of me thinks that's cool. And part of me thinks me and G are the ones trying to make it in, not maybe like, to a super high level, but further than we are now in the music industry. And he probably would have had a flute with him, and that would have been good. In other words, I don't feel like she ran into the right person. But they thought it was cool, and it was cool, truth be told. I do know a few of her songs, but like I said, I've been wanting to make it further with the music for a while, and so it's kind of mixed feelings here. But and of course, she's nearing retirement probably because she's in her 80s. But yeah, I've never been there. And I'm closer to Edmonton, kind of. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of ferry rides out that way, aren't there? Just hop on and let them flop their wings, right? Just kidding. I know what you mean by ferry rides. And then Moy's Big C. So. Yeah, there's still so many places that I haven't been in Canada, but with the dog and low finances otherwise, currently one consistent income and one occasional income in our house, it's kind of like, I don't see traveling in the near future. Virtually, maybe. So I guess that's a question. I do have some stuff kind of lined up to watch with G next, but is there any particular things of interest that you would mention about New Brunswick? Any particular things that you think would be cool to learn about, or to go to, and I can travel virtually and look at them? I don't know, I guess that was during the pandemic, or just because I didn't know how many we'd get to. It was a cultural festival, and we kind of did that way too. 2 more songs. Now, like I say, I don't know a lot of his music. I don't. He's not hugely my style, but I discovered that song after he passed away, and I really quite liked it. How do we do? Being good? Okay. And I think it's got a good message. It's a little bit more mellow, although I do hard rock. I've been known to do that. So I'm just putting some socks on. My feet have gotten cold. So I really only know the chorus of that one, and I feel mixy, although it's very ironic. And I don't know if I know the other one. I've heard of it. Couldn't tell you if I really know it that well, though. So, but yeah, keep thinking. And I guess the thing is that I should state, as I sometimes do, and sometimes I would put it in a highlighted blurb, I don't really do a lot of metal. And like there are some of his, there's definitely he's kind of in that area of things, right? Rock, hard rock, jazz fusion, not really blues, rock, pop, country, little bit of rap, but not. Basically, with rap, I've been realizing more and more as it comes up, which or kind of verbalizing this additional part to it. I'll listen to it. I don't really rap though. So yeah, even at Christmas, I don't want that many presents either. It's funny. There's my friends in the UK. I don't know if Debbie, if you're still here, but they've been going on about M&S, Mark and Spencer, I think it's called, which is ironic because Mark is his name. Um, Products, and I keep thinking they're saying M&M, and I was like, the only ones I know about is the meat shop, the wrapper, and the candy wrapper. But right. Huh. Being good. Okay, so I didn't see it. Just checking. So we've got two people here right now. I think. Oh, well, thank you. Wait till you hear the other person in the house, because that'll be your first time. Not to brag, but he is very talented. He does a lot of classical stuff, which I don't have the dexterity for. But he does other stuff too. I started out with piano. Then I switched over to guitar for a while. Then I kind of wasn't doing much of either for a little while. And I've always been a singer. And I may actually have found, I don't want to make any huge promises, but I may have found a local woman who is looking for a music group to join. So we might be doing that. I don't drive. I don't know if she does. I told her right away that I didn't. And she's in another neighborhood that's not super far, not super close. So I guess we'll have to see. That kind of makes it like two pieces. Not that, it's too tall, eh? They'll just have to be on there, even though it's not on. The garlic will get a little bit more cooked. That's fine. Marks and Spencer's. Oh, you did hear that, eh? Yeah, but they're Mark and Kelly. Yeah, I mean, Metallica was really big when I mean, they still are popular, I suppose. I don't know. Are they still a band? They were especially big when I was in high school, going back to high school topic again. I was mentioning those other two individuals. But, well, what? But I don't listen to a lot of them. I probably know about 3 or 4 of their songs. And then Guns N' Roses, I know a few. You know, not big about bands, but or roses for that matter, because they're so thorny. Every rose has its thorns. Every night has its dawn. Every cowboy sings a sad, sad song. Every rose had its thorn. I think you're saying that would be good, not gold. But yeah, so I'm not too sure. Well, you'll be sleeping by then. You'll be sleeping, but most likely. I don't know about Lorena. Yeah, we don't do it. Well, he is Irish. He does some Irish Scottish stuff on the piano too. We've been doing that a bit lately, but What was I saying? Yeah, but so those are good requests. I would say keep them coming. You seem like you are fairly diverse about music, and the more you request, the more likely I will hear songs that I'd like to do. But so far, I'm not too sure if you're sending it. Sometimes just saying the band is good enough, by the way, and then I'll know a bunch of songs will come to mind, or I can look them up. But like, it is true. Guns N' Roses, I know enough of their songs to kind of bring them to mind. I do. More than Metallica. But is it Metallica or Nirvana that does Speaking About Kind of Feeling? And what are your thoughts before we wrap up? Thanks for letting me know. I know this might be a bit of a big topic, but whatever comes to mind first, I would like to hear. And then we'll see if I roll again later tonight or just wait till tomorrow. But what are your thoughts about feeling numb to your struggles, feeling burnt out by your struggles to the point where, you've probably talked about them with a lot of people, and they may empathize, they may understand, they may relate. But I think one of the reasons is that, maybe I am making a little bit of progress, I just don't see it as much as I would like to, in which case, yeah, it's like, well, if I'm not seeing it, then it's not been productive to talk about it, and so, and I really don't know. Yeah, let's see if I end up going on that shopping adventure or not. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on that kind of thing? I don't mind the sauce, and so I buy it, or sometimes we get it at a hamper. But I don't like how kind of it's hard to get the remaining sauce out of a can, plus the sharpness too, right? Yeah, you can use water, but you can't put the jar on and shake it, right? Like, I'll leave that in case G wants to try and get more out of it, but. Use a good amount of that stuff. Do we still got both of you here? You said 10 minutes. It hasn't been 10 minutes yet. I'll hush and let you write your comment. You do seem like you can mostly multitask, but I'll hush and let you write your comment. I forgot to buy sauce. I said we don't need to, but we're starting to need to. Okay, well, that was more on the music topic than it was on the other thing that I'm mentioning, but cool. I do, except for the fact that one of my only music students, the virtual world has kind of killed that industry, to be quite honest. And one of my only music students, wanted to learn that song. It was a really nice and touching story, actually. This is one for you, Debbie. This is a real, even though it's not on that topic. So I probably just won't talk about this very much more. I would talk about it. I really want to talk about it. Anyway, but basically, so there was a venue I used to go to back when I used to do that much, and there was a guy who was from the UK, Lancaster, I believe. Although I think last time when I said that to Mark and Kelly, he said I said it wrong. Leicester or something like that. And he's done music with the UK, or with David Bowie and the Beatles, and a lot of locals here, including me. And not only that, he's since passed away. No, I do not. If I do, it'll probably be in the 40s and 50s. He's since passed away. And I have a guitar in the case that he one of his cases that he gave me. He played 12 string, and he also played um, mouth organ at the same time. Anyway, so he was in a band as well. He performed solo. No, I live with a roomie. I was just mentioning that. Lovely. He also played a little earlier. I mentioned that. That's why I said when G, the other person in the house, plays classical piano. Blah blah. Remember? Anyway, he was in a band with another guy who looked like a wizard. To be honest, he had a little bit of a deformity, but I'm not hating on him or whatever. And they've both since passed away. And this guy had a daughter who was an adult and briefly my guitar student, but then she went off on holiday, got engaged, came back, had to go back to teaching in the schools, ended up having some mental health issues, and quite honestly, she was learning pretty quickly too. It's kind of ironic, the name that she went by too. But, she had a son that had been homeless, and he had played a bit of guitar. Her dad had taught her a couple lessons. You're in Manchester? I'm saying that's not where the other person was from, but her dad had taught her a couple of lessons or so before he passed away. I don't know what the kind of time frame was between the two happenings. Okay. How close is that to Manchester? I also have a brother. He lives in France now, but he had lived in the UK. I want to say Hastings. Anyway, so she had a son that had been homeless, but he'd had a guitar. And so she was kind of learning. It was kind of nice. She was kind of learning music, to play music in their honor. And because she'd always wanted to, and it had been just sitting there collecting dust, pretty much. Anyway, so one of the songs that why do I tell all this other than the UK connection? One of the songs that she wanted to do was Sweet Child. And also, Anyway, it's a bit of a trigger to me though, because she only came for like 2 or 3 lessons, and I haven't had anybody else since. Not because of that. The very first time she was here, she had such a good time and thought that I did it well, that she made a post, saying that I just started learning guitar from this lovely fella who knew, I knew her dad's bandmate better than I knew her. It's the digital age, as great as it is in some ways. People can look up on YouTube how to learn an instrument. Well, that's what matters. Better to employ a person to do it, though. So, unless it's at a music school, maybe they've rented an instrument for their kids' school, music class. They don't really, not that people aren't learning music, they just aren't doing it the way they used to, It's really unfortunate. But I'm also a channeler, not just, a channel poster. I'd like to get gigs, but I don't do bars much, and I don't drive, so that's been difficult. So as you may be gathering, even though I do successful streams and I do occasionally have clients, it's kind of like my brother, although less so, I think. He'll have some work, and then it kind of is quiet for a bit, and then he has some work, and then it's quiet for a bit. In other words, we're freelancers, we're self-employed, right? Like your dad was. And, it's just kind of like, so it's hard. It's very hard, like when you're wanting to get ahead, and your life just goes stagnant. Your life just goes into a rut. And sometimes for longer than it really should. And Yeah, so it's kind of like basically that. What I'm trying to say is that song, "Hello, Chris." That song is a bit of a trigger of something that didn't quite pan out. That was cool, but didn't pan out like I would have liked it to. Glad to have you here, Chris. You're doing what you did last time. So I might do what I did last time. You're catching us near the end of this stream. You're in the UK, are you not? Talking with somebody from Manchester. Oh, really? Yeah, and that also happens a ton to me. People that there could be some local opportunities or, who might want to buy something I'm selling, whatever it is. And these days, trying to ship things is difficult. Are rarely local to me. It's like, oh, I'm living in either the wrong era or the wrong place for a lot of things. Well, I would love for you to post yourself singing, and I would check out your videos and subscribe to your channel. But it doesn't sound like you have any videos posted yet. So, but I'm glad that you feel you're a good singer. Like Mark from the UK. I forget what part they're from. But you'll probably meet them on the weekend on the stream. He doesn't think he's a great singer. And what was it today? He reads the comments more than her, unless she has her glasses on. And so there was somebody. Yeah, I don't know. It's just there was too many kind of heated moments. Not any fault of mine, but somebody had a birthday, and I said you guys should sing the song because all they did was say happy birthday, which is fine, but they should sing the song. And she's quite a good singer, and he's not bad, and although he doesn't have the confidence. And she says that if she tries to sing with anybody else, she then tries to sing it in the key they're singing of, and it doesn't sound right to her. And I don't know why. I said, well, there's such a thing called harmonizing. And, like I said, it's hard to sing happy birthday wrong, and it's kind of like Chris is usually a bit more chatty, but I did say I'm wrapping up and trying to, and I'm talking fast, but kind of, well, he's used to it. He's been here a few times. But yeah, so basically it's kind of like, she's like, I didn't say he was singing it wrong. I just said, remember the lyrics, I think, from just the other day, actually. I don't remember you saying a lot, but I'm glad to have you back. But yeah, she says, I didn't say he was singing it wrong. I just said that I'm going to try and sing it the same way he's singing it. It's not going to sound right. So try and make sense of that one. Right? But, yeah, so basically, but he started to sing the song. Then he said, happy birthday to... And then she goes, Liam. And then he goes, happy birthday to you. It was cute how it happened. Maybe I'll watch up to that spot with G and then watch something else. Yeah, I know you said that, but I'm suggesting that you post your music. And then I can at least sing along from a distance. And who knows, maybe someday we can join each other on camera and sing together. That would be cool. Because it's true, not all people that sing karaoke are terrible. Especially if they're otherwise musical, I was watching some Idol earlier today, actually, and every now and then they tell people to go out and about and see if they could, find people that like their singing and then bring them back. And I thought that she might be because they aren't as well. I mean, the general public, I guess I thought that they might not. I mean, one said, I'm sorry to say, but I'm not that great to her. But it was kind of like, she wasn't that bad. She wasn't that good either. She was focusing too much on the dancing, and it could have been a song choice with her. But yeah, they're like, I don't know. I didn't know that Patrick Swayze has hosted on that show. And he looks a lot like Pierce Morgan, I think is his name. But there was a guy, it's not a race thing at all that I'm saying this, but a black guy that said something really vile to one of the contestants. Basically, thanks for the 7th like, basically saying she was so bad, and this was definitely an exaggeration, even though she may not have been great, I don't remember. What stands out is that he said that he wanted to it made him want to self-harm himself. I don't know who he was, but I hope they booted him off after that episode. It's like I used to watch The Big Bang Theory. And they made a comment about that kind of thing once. And they said, I hope that was near one of the last ones that they filmed because I know that they're not on anymore. Because, no, that's not a joking matter, you know? But, anywho, why was I on about it? I can't remember. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, some people, they don't have confidence in their singing, and some people may be a little too confident in their singing. But I've always felt that, and then I should eat. But I've always felt that it's a matter of song choice. We all have songs that I think we could sing well. It's just finding them and then singing them. Like even G, like he can pick up pretty much any instrument and play it. And he's not a bad singer, but there are some songs he sings, and I think even he knows it. See, he knows it. That's the thing, because he's got a good musical ear. This is also maybe the difference between people that play music instruments and don't in some cases. And it's kind of like, yeah, not too sure about that one. Like, wandering around for the Queen song and some other song. I can't remember at the moment. But anyway, so I have to wrap up. Let me know when you get videos posted of you singing. I'd love to hear other people doing music. And it sounds like you got the confidence. So I don't know what you've been waiting for, but maybe this weekend, since I hear you have a lazy weekend. And other than that, I hope to see you on the stream again. He hasn't said much, but I'll leave it there for now. Chris, are you there? Like last time he came in near when I was about to wrap up, I said, I'm about to wrap up. Can you come back in about an hour? He said yes, and he did. And it was a great time. I know he's been struggling with his health, though, so I hope everything's okay, because I'm really surprised he hasn't said more. And they would normally show on the phone. Let me just take a quick look at the laptop. Ugh. Oh, we have another Christopher that doesn't show up here for some reason on the cell phone, but does on the computer. Sometimes that happens. I hope you will subscribe and come back to the channel. And usually I was just doing stuff in the kitchen. Usually I have them both open and I'll follow them both and hopefully see what I'm not seeing on the other screen for whatever reason that happens. I don't think you've been to the channel before, have you, Christopher? But I'm talking about Chris F, a little bit above, who I'm pretty sure I remember is in the UK as well. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I thank you all. I thank you for your company, especially Debbie. You were here for most of this and the least shy of everybody. But there was some other comments, and I appreciate those as well. And yeah, we'll see. At the moment, I don't have a lot of energy. And then after I eat, I may just feel too tired. But, and I know that you are going to sleep, but it sounds like you can sleep in tomorrow. So that's nice. And yeah, it's always nice to see people that are commenting on my videos in videos themselves and put a face to the name and that kind of thing. But a lot of people that comment on mine, I know lots of people post on YouTube. Yeah, I know you've been a bit distracted, but I appreciate it. Hit the notification bell and you'll know when I'm live again. I mean, I have a bit of a routine, but on the weekend it's a bit more flexible, and this way you don't have to remember. You can just... But anyway, yeah, a lot of people don't post videos. A lot do, like I say, but... And there's just... You're saying hi again, but that one, the first one looked like it was typed. I'm not too sure. In fact, I knew Chris Little, didn't I? Back in the day. I understood it. I was kidding. But yeah, so basically... So if you do that, that would be really cool. And we can inspire each other musically as well. That would be also another good reason. Because Lord knows, I like a lot of music, and I like I say, obviously a musical, but I have a hard time thinking of songs. So, anywho, I'm going to let y'all go for now. Little H, I'm not too sure. I don't think you're a troll, but all you're saying is hi. And I know you were on one of my other recent videos, but I don't remember you saying much then either. So I'm not too sure. And I can see that your picture says a lot of words, as do I, apparently. I speak to you soon. Have a good weekend. Yeah, I'm sure that we'll chat during the weekend on the lives and be part of each other's weekend, and that'll be lovely. Um, Take care, huh? G made it down before I did. It's 8:37. I had no idea it was that late. Everything is ready, G. I've just been distracted wrapping this up. Take care, huh? G made it down before I did. It's 8:37. Whoops, sorry. I had no idea.